Yo, alright, welcome. Turn the page. We are going to be talking Red Wings. This is episode 4 of Red Wings Talk, I believe. Still don't have a name for it. We're figuring it out on the go. That's just what we do. Shout out to Lucas Raymond Stadium sweater with the fighting strap. I got this from Pro Sports Zone at Laurel Park Mall. That guy's really cool there. If you guys are looking for sweaters or whatever, got some really cool stuff there. Alright, today we are going to get into the Red Wings. As soon as I put out an episode last week, like 5 hours later, Elliot Friedman came out and dropped immediate Red Wing news. But it was pretty much all I said last episode, I guess, if you tuned in. Just a little bit of everything that I kind of went over. So we're going to get into what Elliot said. We're going to get into what it's looking like is next for the Red Wings GM search, because I have a feeling today is August 15th, Saturday, August 15th. I have a feeling it's going to happen in the next week, if not sooner. I don't know, but then again, I like I say, I don't know anything about anything. So we're going to take a look at that. I was going to kind of look at the expansion in the league too. Just you keep hearing a couple reports or whatever on future expansion, and I think that the NHL is eventually going to get to 36 teams. So we can talk about that a little bit. And we can talk about the report that came out that in 2024, Ilitch shot down the supposed Stamkos signing to Detroit. I guess Ilitch kiboshed that. So, yeah. We'll get into all that here. If you listen to 97.1 The Ticket, you think that the Red Wings are just like a travel hockey team, that we're not like a professional hockey team. I don't know why they are allowed to talk hockey anymore, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. If you come up to me with your Valenti 97.1 Red Wing opinion, one ear and out the other, you don't really know what's going on, and I'm just not gonna get into it using stats like, oh, 5-on-5. He didn't have good 5-on-5 numbers. You don't watch hockey. Don't act like it, all right? If you want to, and you want to have some meaningful conversations about puck, yeah, whatever. We're not going to get into it. But, all right, so let's start with the GM search. First off, I just want to send love to one of my best friends, Maddie G. We're thinking about you. We love you, brother. Everyone out there, just send him a little love. But yes, so to continue on the Red Wings, like I said, let's get this out of the way first. Edmondson is still not signed, so let's sign Simon Edmondson. First thing we should do. And they also got rid of the priority patch. The priority patch will not be on the jersey this year. So, I like what the priority garbage trucks say on the side of them. They usually have a nice message, but yeah, I didn't really like the priority patch on the Red Wings jersey. It wasn't a good look, but wish them the best, and yeah, so that is that partnership between the Wings and the priority patch is done. I wonder if they're going to keep the UWM on the bucket. No, they switched to Meyer, didn't they? I don't know. I guess we'll see, because corporate sponsorships are coming on the beautiful jerseys that corporate sponsorships are going to be happening on the most beautiful style of sweater in sports. But why not, right? All right, so the Wings have hired a firm to help them find their next GM, like your girl after 7 years files up for divorce. That didn't land well. But a lot of teams do this, so It's not something to be alarmed by. Like, they're just getting professional help to make sure they make the right decision, which I really don't mind. It's like a consultant type deal where they are going to be involved in the process of hiring the future GM, and they will help Mr. Illich and the team putting that together. They will help them ultimately make their decision, which leads me to my next point, which everyone keeps bringing up. The popular name right now that's going around, because Elliott threw it out last Friday, and when he threw it out, he said, by no means do I mean this is the front runner or whatever. He said it's just a name to keep an eye on, so everyone took that name and was like, this is going to be the next Red Wings GM. I did too, so guilty. But the name that he said was Jeff Greenberg. If you're familiar with that name, he is currently, I believe, the Tigers general manager. Detroit Tigers for baseball. Yes, which is not a problem. That's what the GM search is we're looking for someone analytic-minded. So Jeff Greenberg has been the name tossed around. He was with Chicago, the Blackhawks, so he does have hockey experience before he started working for the Tigers. I believe he was an assistant GM there. I'm a little fuzzy on what years that was. It was probably in the in-between phase when they were like just coming out of the Cups and just starting to get in the rebuild. And I can't remember it, so I don't think he did an awful job, but I don't think he did a great job either. So I can't remember it, so I can't say. So that's one of the names getting tossed around. If you want to know what I think this is a pretty popular opinion, but I think that they're going to do two guys. So let me just throw an example out here for you. So I think they're going to do like an analytic-minded guy, like Jeff Greenberg. I think they're going to hire one of those. Now, whether he will be the general, let's say, they make him the general manager, and then they'll hire someone else like Brendan Shanahan to be the president of hockey operations, or the POHO. That's fun to say, isn't it? POHO. And combine the two. So you have an analytic guy, but he's not like good old hockey boy club guy. And then you can use good old hockey boy club guy to call the GMs to make the moves to get your foot in the door, and then you're talking to do you understand what I'm saying? So a combination of both, I think, is what's going to happen eventually. If it was up to me, I would just hand the reins to Brett Peterson. I've said this a few times already. Assistant GM down in Florida. I mean, he's been there since 2021, I believe, maybe longer. Last 4 Stanley Cups, the Florida Panthers have been to 3. They've won 2. I'm just ready for a whole culture reset. Like, I don't need a former Red Wing. Let's just bring in some new blood in here. Like, I think Brett Peterson deserves his shot to run a team. I think it would be a mistake if we didn't give him that shot. I don't know. I think he can do great things, and why not get ahead of it and like bring him in here to reset this culture and take a step forward and maybe make the playoffs for the first time in 10 years. No, but I would trust a guy like Brett Peterson over pretty much any candidate that's been named so far. Whatever, if we do the analytic hockey guy combination, whatever. I'm not gonna hate. I'm gonna support. That's what I do. I'm a fan. I'm a big baby Red Wing fan. So I'm gonna support, and I just make the right choice, because you obviously know better than me. That's why I'm talking to this microphone for just me and my 8 subscribers. What's up? We got 8. That's huge. I just started this last month, so if we do that growth, we're growing, baby. That's all we do. Just go up. Anyways, and Illich and all of you know a lot better than me when it comes to picking who leads this team to its next golden era. Because I wouldn't have fired Yzerman, but technically you didn't. So, yeah, I guess just see what happens here. That's just the latest that I'm hearing. Let me see here. So, yeah, like I said, I think it's going to be some sort of combination between the two. I want to revisit the report that came out a couple days ago. Like I said, it's Saturday, August 15th. I'm just releasing these when I want to. I usually maybe get on like every Wednesday schedule. I don't know. When I have the time, I'm going to do it. And that's just how it's going to go. But there's a report that came out a couple days ago that Chris Illich had like put his foot down and said no to sign in Steven Stamkos in 2024. And along with that report, there also was a report that we had heard that we were after Mantha a few weeks ago, but I guess Illich said no to that too. So, yeah, clearly he knows a lot about hockey. I'm not saying go out there sign Mantha to a 5-year, $6 million per. But I don't think that deal that the Devils gave him was too bad. I mean, everybody was offering him like a 1-year deal because he is above that 30-year-old mark, and that's when it starts going downhill. And I don't know, people were reacting to this like, can you believe Yzerman was going after these guys? Like, yes, I can believe he was going after Stamkos. What I kind of don't get was the need, unless we didn't have to have Stamkos and Kane. But you know what we've been looking for a while? Secondary scoring. So imagine having a guy who just scored 40 this last year. But his 5-on-5 numbers, shut the fuck up. Scored 40 this past year. You wouldn't want to have that in your top 6. I get that he's older. I get it. But do you guys understand that no one wants to play here right now? I don't think you people get it. No one wants to play for the Red Wings right now. There's like 5 to 8 teams that everyone wants to play for. So if there's a guy that wants to play for you, I'm not saying overpay and get him here, but yeah, I would have liked Stamkos a couple of years ago. I thought that we were in the running to get him, and now this makes sense that Illich stepped in and said no. Like, okay, why? Unless it was like, if it was something like above 6 to 7 million, wait, what is he making right now? Okay, if it was an outrageous contract, then I get it. But I feel like Stamkos could have been a real help. Power play, yeah, just we've been so hungry for goals, and like, I doubt Yzerman was going to sign him to a contract past 3 years, but maybe he did. Maybe he was going to, and that's why Illich said, no, I am Chris Illich. I know everything about hockey, and I am saying no. And maybe that was the case, but if we could have got like a 2-year deal even at like 7.5, I would have done it. Like, it's a 2-time Stanley Cup winner. Former first overall pick. I mean, I know this is years ago. I know he's 34 years old, but we need some help. So, granted, like, that's what people on the radio were talking about. 97.1, The Ticket. Everything you need to know for Red Wings. They're just clowning Yzerman. They're like, oh, this is what you went after? This was your big... No one wants to play here, guys. We have to start winning. You know what Stamkos would have done? Probably would have helped us get into the playoffs. You know what that would have done? Started helping attract more players. You know what that would have done? Probably not had Dylan Baby Larkin request a trade request. You know what that would have done? Probably saved Steve his job. But I digress. So, yeah. I guess I don't really know how to feel about that. Obviously, Eisman didn't really know too much about analytics. That's what like you're hearing now, and I don't know. I didn't need him to know everything. Like they're saying that he was operating like it was like still 2010. Hey, welcome to the club. So am I. So am I, baby. We ain't never leaving that year. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. But no, I don't really agree with that. Like I said, there was a couple moves, like the Justin Hall move that was a 2010 type move, but I don't know. I think he was these past couple years, especially, he was really like letting go of like the nickel and diming in trades, but maybe he wasn't, and I don't know. I think if Illich wants to put his hand in so much on this team, you better know what the you're doing when you bring in this next GM. Because the last thing the Red Wings franchise can afford right now is another mistake. So, simply just call Brett Peterson. Give him whatever money we have to give him and say, here, it is now your time to run the Red Wings. And who knows, maybe we get Luosterainen and Lundell. Could you imagine? Have you guys seen Florida Panthers top 9 lately? I mean, they're for sure going to win 50 games, but like that Luosterainen, Lundell, Marchand line is their third line. That's easily our first line. That could be a first line in over 10 teams in the league. Luosterainen and Lundell together, like if we were listing like top 10 players like McDavid, McKinnon, I can't think of hockey players now. This is what I'm talking about, and I can't think of one. Makar. I think the package deal of Luosterainen and Lundell, I think that's a top 15 player in the league. I would trade a lot for both of those two. Just the insane Finnish chemistry and just those two. I mean, to have that on your third line, what a luxury. Last year I predicted that the Red Wings were going to make the playoffs and knock out the Panthers in the first round. You should be glad you're listening to this podcast because I know everything about hockey. Both of those teams did not make the playoffs. But see, when I made my predictions, it was before Barkov got hurt. Speaking of, probably within the next month, I'm going to do some predictions. I've been looking around the league and trying to kind of scope it out so far and be like, oh yeah, this guy's here. And then, every year, sorry for swearing, every year, who cares? Every year since, I don't know, me and Andy used to do this back in, no one's knocking Cuddy, it's just me. Me, Andy, and Curtis used to, like, before every season, like, especially me and Andy, predict, like, the whole season, like, division standings 1 through 8, who's going to win the Rocket, the Stanley Cup, the Calder, all that, and we've been doing it for 20 years in a row now, so, shout out Andy. Alright, don't ask me about Larkin anymore. I don't know. I'm just kind of done with it. Nothing has changed. It's the same reports since he first requested the trade back in June. There's only 4 teams he wants to be traded to. 4 of the best teams in the NHL. 4 of those 5 to 8 teams that are the only teams that all the guys in the league want to play for right now. Just don't ask me about Larkin anymore. I just don't care. The last thing I want to happen is a reconciliation and he comes back here. But like the more time passes, the more you see it, and it's so frustrating. I have not hated a player in so long. I mean, we're talking like Colorado Detroit days, like prime rivalry days. I haven't hated a player in a long time. I mean, all right, Andreas Lilia, that's probably. I did really not like Jonathan Erickson too, but yeah, Larkin, you're really testing me here, but I just don't care. Like, you're not going to expand the list for us. You're not going to do us a favor. We're not going to do you a favor. If it was up to me, I would just let you ride, sit in the press box, just let you ride the season out, and we'll figure it out when we want to figure it out. I'm just not going to acknowledge it anymore. All right? The only thing I acknowledge is my tribal chief, not Larkin. So, yeah, he'll, whatever happens, I guess happens. It's going to be a fucking puke bucket if I see him, like, on the fucking ice. Especially with that C on his jersey. Like, we were just talking about him today at work. Like, did you know at the Winter Classic game in 2014 when we played Toronto in Ann Arbor, he was at that game? Did you know he was in Toronto Maple Leafs gear? I know, I just found that out today. Like, last week, I just found that out. Hold on. Drew, pull that up. Hey, pull that up real quick. Hey, pull that up. Paige, pull that up. All right, Dallas just pulled it up for us real quick. Look at him. Yeah, that's a Leafs hat with his buddies. You know, just. I guess that's the case. I guess that was the case. I mean, even we should have known then. We should have known then to not take this little. All right. Team USA, when they won the gold medal, I want you guys to know it was one of the happiest. Top 5 day in my life when they won the gold medal. With each passing day since they won that gold medal, and how they're just navigating throughout the league. At first I was like, that's pretty cool. Until it happens to my guy, until it happens to my like captain, and I'm like, fuck these guys. But no, just kind of getting tired of this. Team USA, you know what? I'm not saying that. I'm the biggest USA hockey guy I know. And I know a lot of people. But just kind of getting annoying how everybody just kind of wants to play with each other just because y'all won a gold medal. I mean, whatever. I'm dropping it. All right, so next episode, we're going to get into this a little bit. The NHL Network, you know what, we're just going to do it right now. The NHL Network released their top 20 defensemen in the league. Okay. Last year, they didn't have Seider in the top 20. So, automatically, you shouldn't be paying attention to this list. It's like, really? So this year, they have Moritz Seider at number 9, behind Lane Hudson, behind Matthew Schaefer, behind Jake Sanderson. And don't get me wrong, I think Schaefer will definitely pass Seider one day. I feel like Schaefer is on that Makar trajectory. But no, he's not above Seider right now. We're just going to call this the Homer Red Wings podcast. All I have is Homer Red Wings takes. But if you were going to tell me that Lane Hudson is better than Moritz Seider right now, I just don't really think you're watching the games. I don't think you're watching my boy Mo enough. Because, bring it up again, Seider has not missed one game in his NHL career. That deserves it, Cuddy. That deserves a good applause break. Listen, Lane Hudson, Matthew Schaefer, Jake Sanderson. Absolutely filthy defensemen. Do I think they're better than Seider right now? I don't. Like I said, I think Schaefer can get there. I even think Sanderson could get there. Sanderson is nasty, man. He is... Ottawa's got a really good one right there. I'm going to do an episode. Side note, I'm going to do an episode soon. I'm going to have 10 NHL hot takes for this upcoming season. One of them is, I think the Senators are going to be better without Brady Tkachuk. So we'll get to that when we'll get to that. But Sanderson, I just don't think you're above Cider right now. I just don't. 60-point season from Cider last year. I mean, are we even paying attention? Are we paying attention? Arguably the best defensive defenseman in the league. Maybe I'm getting a little carried away, but I think I would round out my top 5 with Moritz Seider. If not 5, 7. He's at least top 7, okay? I am appreciative, if that's a word. I'm appreciative that he got in the top 10 this year. But for next year, do me a favor. Let's improve Seider's ranking, and then keep your eyes on Edvinsson. Top 20D, I don't know. I don't know about Simon being... He could get there, though. Just watch Simon skate, man. Watch Simon Skate is actually the new name of my hardcore punk band that I formed. We play on Fridays. So that's about it. That's about it for today. Also, I wanted to say one more thing. Watching the Hlinka Gretzky and getting to see Maddox Schultz out there. This kid is the next Mike Richards. So he's not even 16 right now. But when he's draft eligible in a year or two, remember the name Maddox Schultz. I believe we have another Mike Richards coming into the league. And you don't know how happy that makes me. Oh, this game lacks so much Mike Richards. You know, just an early retirement that... Yeah, I hope you're doing well out there, Richie. Okay, you know what? I said I was going to get to it, so let's just get to it. NHL expansion. So let me just get my predictions out there before things start happening. Like I said, the NHL is at 32 teams now. I do believe it's going to get to 36 by the end of it. I think they will stop at 36. Who knows if they'll stop, because that money keep printing. So it's hard, you know, who's going to turn down $1 billion. But I think 36 is the number they're looking at. Now, who goes next expansion-wise? I think you're for sure getting Atlanta. I think you're for sure going to get Atlanta. I think you're for sure going to get Houston. So those are your two. I bet Atlanta will be in the East. Then you get a Stars rival, Houston, right there next to Dallas. I also do think the Coyotes will be back in Arizona. I don't know if it will be the Coyotes. It should be. But I 99.9% think that the NHL is for sure eventually going to try and get back to Arizona. So that right there is Atlanta, Houston, Arizona. So that would leave us with one last spot. Austin keeps getting brought up. I guess I could see it. California's got 3 teams. Maybe Texas has 3 teams. It's hard for me to see it with Houston. I think Houston's for sure a lock to get a team. But Texas is a big state. The stars at night are big and bright. You're in the heart of Texas. Sign up to my other channel where I sing. Anyways, so if we get 3 teams in Texas, I just don't see it as a possibility. So Austin being that last team to secure a spot, I don't know. I think Kansas City is a good city to throw in there for a potential team. If it was up to me, that last spot would be filled by either the Hartford Whalers or the Quebec Nordiques, just strictly for the Jersey game. Like, bring the Nordiques back, all right? Canada can't win a cup. It's hard enough for them. It hasn't happened since '93. Give them another team. And could you imagine the Quebec-Montreal rivalry? I know that existed before I was born, so people have experienced it, but that would be sick. And the absolute Jersey matchup, those colors, that'd be sick. But if we're sticking to America, if we're sticking around America, if we're not going Hartford, because I don't think the NHL wants to go back to Hartford. Good God, that Whalers logo is so sick. And someone just told me about the H and the W, or I gotta look at that logo harder because I guess there's like a little, I don't know, just like the Minnesota Wild logo, that there's like a hidden thing in there. I don't know. Yeah, I would love for Hartford to come back, but if not, like I said, I'd like to see Kansas City. Obviously, I'd like to see Mahomes on skates. That's why I'm saying it. But like, shout out Matt again. Like Montana or the Dakotas. Like I know they are. Like their cable package, I believe the Vegas like super heavily infiltrates like the Dakotas and Montana to like get more fans to be like Vegas Golden Knights fans, and they're like, wow, 3 states with no hockey team, let's make this Vegas Golden Knights country, which is fine. It's cool to do that, you know, to have like give a team with or give a state without like a team to cheer for. I think that's cool. I do. But I think that like you see how crazy they go for North Dakota University hockey. Like a team in one of the Dakotas, I get it. This is not the best money draw, so I'm not Gary Bettman here. I'm just spitting states out there trying to. But I think hockey would be sick out there in the Big Sky. Hockey in the Big Sky. Montana Grizzlies. Come on. That'd be nasty. All right. I'm going to wrap it up here. I just want to make sure I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Okay, next, I was going to look at trade targets again. And I don't really know why I was going to do that because we can't literally do anything until we have a boss. So I'm just going to keep making these episodes until we got a boss. I do think it's going to come this week. And then I'd like to give some like possible trade targets throughout the league that we could possibly look at. It's pretty hard to like form the picture for this team, even though we start playing in a month and a half. It's pretty hard to find like the full developed picture when there's still so much uncertainty. So yeah, once we get that boss, that's pretty much when the ball starts rolling. And hopefully we sign Edmondson. We get Larkin the frick out of here. And we work on a DeBrincat extension. That'd be great. And then I will show the GM some future trade targets I have here on my phone that could benefit the Red Wings. So, all right, thank you for tuning in. This was the 4th episode of our Red Wings talk here. Turn the page. We're cooking, baby. I'm about to cook some noodles and some ground beef. Put a little penne vodka sauce. I'm getting good at cooking. Once I moved in on my own, I pretty much had to like ditch the chicken nuggets and mac and cheese for every meal. And yeah, kicking and screaming. I didn't want to do that, but I don't know. I think I'm getting pretty good at cooking here. Like every Sunday, I've been meal prepping chicken, and you guys don't care. You don't want to hear about this, but yeah, I'm starting to get pretty good at it, and it's a peaceful thing to do. Look at McCarty right there. Look at McCarty. Let's fatter off. I'm enjoying cooking, so maybe you'll get a little cooking show next. Like, I got nothing but time. It's just me and Cuddy here. So, yeah, last thing. So I'm probably going to play my Chell tonight. What I've been doing in Chell lately is I set the rosters automatically up to date to everything that's happened till, yesterday. I'm a psycho. So what I've been doing is I've been taking like teams towards the bottom or like teams that I would have an interest in rebuilding, and I've been trying to rebuild them. I've been starting like a franchise mode with, for example, the first team I started with was the Seattle Kraken, and I'm in year 2 now. But what I thought was cool is, or what I thought would be cool, if anyone could help me with this, I really don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna keep trying. If I could like make like a playthrough, like you ever see YouTube videos? I used to watch them a lot, where like the camera is just on the gameplay. So like if he was playing, like if like say I was playing Chell, Like, it would, like, show, like, my controller on the screen, and I'd, like, basically, I'd go through, like, I'd be like, today we're rebuilding the Seattle Kraken. Like, quick 20-minute video, I would just show you what I would do, pretty much time-lapse it until I won the cup or I got fired. I don't know. I've had that idea for a while. I just don't know what I'm doing. So, but we get better every day. We keep trying. That's all we do. Thank you for tuning in to the 4th episode of Red Wings Talk here on Turn the Page. I am looking for people to interview too, if anyone wants to do that, or that's another extension of Turn the Page that I'm going to do, where I just interview like my friends and stuff and ask them about their life. Tell me about your life. Tell me about your dreams. Tell me what you want to do to change the world. If anyone wants to do that, I'm ready to interview. All right. I got my questions. I'm going to grab a camera this week, so it'll be a better camera than this. It's not going to be some fucking $100 camera. It's just going to be one of those handheld camcorders, and we're just going to put it in the corner, put us in 2 chairs, and I got 2 mics, 2 headphones. Yeah, I don't know. If anybody wants to do that, I'm ready. So... All right, everyone, have a great weekend. I will chat back with you soon, probably in this next week when the Red Wings hire a GM, or maybe they don't. Maybe we just never have a boss again. And, yeah, they just listen to my YouTube videos and they sort the team through there. Yeah, incoming Stanley Cup. So, all right. Thank you all for listening. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, please, and comment or share with your friends. No, seriously, if you want to, go ahead. I just really appreciate anybody that's even taken the time to listen to me for 37 minutes now. So, still on the MacBook, still on the photo booth app, still on GarageBand here, but getting better every day. All right, so have a good weekend. Please be nice to people. It's not hard. Just be nice to someone. Just keep being nice to people. Love you, Matty G. And yeah, we will talk to you next time on Turn the Page. And let's go Red Wings. Hey, sign Simon Edmondson, all right? All right, peace out, y'all. Thank you. Bye.